Hello, this is Virtualis the Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. The Queen and Knight have a very special synergy, as the Knight is the only piece who has abilities and moves that are not covered by the Queen herself. Together, they make the perfect assassination squad against an enemy king, like in the game today. Please enjoy! I had the white pieces in this game, e4, and the opponent played the Sicilian. And as you know, I've recently been responding with the Smith-Morra Gambit, asking what black is going to do with that flank pawn. Usually they take. I now push c3, inviting them to capture back. My opponent here opted not to do that, and so I am very happy to take. Potentially there's a push there, and obviously the opponent can't capture, given it's defended by the queen. Happy days. They play e6. I now develop my knight. Bishop out with check. Look, that's fine. Develop my own bishop. Interesting here. Very interesting, a second attacker. I now decide to move the bishop to that position, thinking if they capture, I could potentially capture back. They develop the other knight. I now move the queen forward to give, sort of defense to both pieces. Short castles. I now develop my other bishop ready to castle myself. And here they take. And in my next move, I make a blunder. So I captured back with pawn, thinking that, if I captured back with the knight instead, the queen would take the pawn. So in the act of trying to defend that pawn, thinking, oh yes, look, that's defended, I missed the fact that the queen can in fact just go to b2, and my rook is lost. So that move is a blunder because I lose that rook. And Stockfish gives this minus 3.4. My opponent sees that. I'm a little bit despondent here. Short castles, at least giving sort of that defense back here. And the opponent, of course, captures the rook. So I am now losing out of the opening. However, taking stock of the position, I thought, look, I've got some possibilities. Firstly, that rook wasn't participating in the game prior to this. So I'm not going to feel the loss of that rook right away. Secondly, my opponent's queen was very active, and now it's stuck on a1 in the corner. Not an active position, and potentially the queen will need to take a few moves to actually get out of that position. So here, immediately push, attack that knight jumps here, and now I saw I've got this palisade of pawns. I've got 3 attacking pieces on the king side, or potentially able to attack the king. All of black's pieces are on the wrong side of the fence, basically. Even if I am behind, my only opportunity, I thought, was to create threats and immediately attack. And when you push, when you put the pressure on, it's not uncommon that the opponent will make a mistake. And those mistakes can be fatal mistakes. So, knight jumps forward, creating an immediate threat of mate in 1. The opponent pushes their g-pawn. Now this is actually the second best move for black. However, it's already a blunder. The move they should have played was pawn to f5, but that's hard to see, right? Because it looks like it's even more weakening, and then there's even en passant. So this is already a mistake for black. What did I do? Set the threat again. Now Stockfish again calls this a blunder, technically a blunder, but again I'm going to rate this as an interesting move because it creates another mate in 1 threat. They push that pawn, but now I can capture with that bishop, clearing potentially that file or clearing the center. Either way, weakening the defense of the king. The king jumps forward, which was interesting. And so, if I take, potentially it's not that simple here now. So I move the bishop back out of the way. Stockfish didn't like that. However, I thought that the opponent was probably going to bring their rook over, which was their logic here. And here I can potentially get rid of that defender of that square. So that was my thought here. So there we go. Rook across, bring the queen over with the defense. And here they're trying to evacuate their queen. But here I'm going to knock off that knight. They capture back. That's okay. All their pieces again on the wrong side of the fence apart from that rook. So queen across, again, creating a potential mate in one threat. They bring their rook back. Very, very logical move. You know, again, I think they needed to push that pawn to prevent that problem. I give a check, you can see, Stockfish doesn't like these moves, but that now resets the position. King and rook back on their starting square. Queen back. And again, here I'm aiming for another mate threat. My opponent misses that threat, misses that dance, that shuffle, tries to bring an extra defender to their king, but it's too slow. It doesn't work. And here, the queen and the knight, the strike team, the strike force, they now have an unstoppable checkmate. My opponent sees that and opts to resign. The only way they can delay it is to do some spite checks, so can sacrifice the queen, move their rook out of the way, so that the queen will now come with check, king comes here, but it's mate anyway. Good game, GG. The big takeaway from this game is to attack and create threats when you are losing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.